Welcome to the 10th episode of Let's Talk Laredo College with Dr. Minita Ramirez, President of Laredo College. Hi, Dr. Minita. How are you?
I'm very well, Ruben. Thank you for having me for the 10th time.
10 times already we've done this, and every time we've sat for at least half an hour, so that's well over, 4 hours of us talking about Laredo College.
And you know,
I failed math, so I don't know if that's right.
It's really easy to talk about the wonderful things we're doing at Laredo College, and there's so many people that are being affected by not just the willingness of staff, but the incredible knowledge that is possessed here by faculty and staff that are willing to share and support our students through this incredible process of learning and equalizing lives and helping people push forward to success. And graduation was an opportunity for us to really showcase that.
We had hoped to meet before, but this was a really busy last few weeks, and you just mentioned graduation, and we can start there. Record-breaking numbers for graduation, 3 ceremonies. What was that like?
Well, it's always very overwhelming. Graduation is a season of celebration, for sure. But we know that our students make some incredible sacrifices to get to that point. Some of them work, most of them work, and they're not working part-time. They're working full-time, coming to school full-time. Some of them raise families while they're doing this. And so the sacrifices are huge. And we recognize that. And our responsibility is to help support the students through that process. How we do that, how we enable them to continue their studies while they still manage a family, still support themselves in many cases through this process is really a collaborative effort through so many people at both of our campuses that the celebration is bigger than people understand. We had 2 ceremonies with dual credit students, and we graduated over 743 students that are dual credit students with either a certificate or an associate's. And then in the evening, we had our regular students who also finished either certificates or licensures or degrees in the evening. And that was a group of 790 students that graduated that night. And so we were well over 1,400 students that we're back to pre-COVID days. Our enrollment is growing, and we want to encourage people to take advantage of all that we have to offer right now.
How does that benefit the city of Laredo, if you will, to have that many graduates now possibly out in the job market? Some of them are going to go on to continue their education, but how does what we do here contribute to the well-being of the city?
You know, we always talk about education being the world's equalizer, and most recently, if anybody watching was at the recent Chamber of Commerce Icons, Evelyn Sames said the same thing. She said, education, we know, is the world's equalizer. And I know I didn't coin the phrase, but somebody else did. And we know that that's true. But more importantly, for these students who are graduating with these degrees and licensures and certificates, and for between the student and our community, is the impetus that our students are generating the economy's future. They're the ones that will put together a future of economic growth and development because of their ability to take on new roles and responsibilities. And so without the education, these individuals won't get employment. Without employment, our economy doesn't grow because they don't have that money to spend on goods and services within our community. And so that is a critical point to what is the future of Laredo, what is the future of Texas, what is the future of this country. And so when we take these individuals into our programs, the idea is what is their ability to earn money and spend money once they finish the program. And there's data all across that the credentials of value that we offer, and we know they're credentials of value because we have to report to the state, to the Texas Workforce Commission, all of our credentials. And if they're not credentials of value, then we're no longer able to offer those programs. And so the programs we're offering, we know there's high need and demand for in our communities. And so we are actually supporting and pushing the economic growth and development of our communities through the educated workforce.
And there's discussion about that. It's not like we decide, okay, we're just going to do this, and this. You and the administration have discussions with the stakeholders to make sure that we're providing what the community needs. Is that
Correct.
Right?
Yes. And we have advisory boards for all of our programs. And we're very grateful to those in the community who serve on our advisory boards. And we welcome folks to call me or call our department chairs or call on our administrators and give us feedback. The public is hiring our students. Is there something that we need to add to our curriculum? Is there something that we are not focusing on that we should be focusing on? Every summer, I spend lots of time and effort working with business owners, financial leaders, healthcare providers, and getting feedback from them on a one-to-one conversation about what they're seeing as the changes in their fields, but more importantly, what are they seeing the people they're hiring that we're preparing, and how do we do that better? The logistics environment for us is always a big area. We're in constant communication with all of the people who employ the students that we're graduating from that program. The same in healthcare, the same in all of our other programs, whether they're workforce or academic. Last week, we had a roundtable discussion with all of the UT system folks. They came to meet with our advisors, our counselors, to talk about what opportunities our students would have within any one of the UT system schools. And so, and we do that with some of our other partners. And so, how do we continue to grow and develop? I also have a meeting with all of the superintendents within our serving population, within our serving district. And so we meet often to discuss how are we doing with our dual credit program? What are we looking towards in the next few years? We're going to continue to provide dual credit services to our districts for free. And it is part of our commitment. It is part of our taxpayer commitment. And helping our students get ahead through the dual credit program is one of our not only responsibilities, but certainly one of the privileges that we can offer here. It is our privilege, but it is more importantly to support the growth and development of our students. If we can get them in the pipeline and keep them in the pipeline, and we finish their abilities, right? We finish preparing that student for the next level, then that student becomes much more marketable for themselves and their future.
The two ceremonies of high school students in their cap and gowns already receiving an associate's. Mm-hmm. That, I think, is mind-boggling because they're, 18 years old maybe? Some maybe even 17, and they're done with an associate's degree.
That is correct. And Ruben, we, it was a real proud moment for our superintendents and all of their district staff members who were present at graduation, because it does take a lot of communication between our staff, their staff, our faculty, their faculty, how we plan and prepare for these things for next year, all the training that goes into it. We meet with their faculty, their counseling staff constantly. We just had a celebration with all of the high school counselors last week here at our commander's house. We brought everybody in to celebrate their efforts and their work because they've done an incredible job supporting their students and working with us to make sure that everything that we do is supporting both the mission of the school district and the college. And we're all in this together. We are. And if we're not helping each other, if we're not working together between the districts, the college, the universities, it's all for nothing.
Yeah.
Because our roles, our jobs are to support the students that want to continue to grow and develop themselves and to help grow our economy and the future of Laredo.
The counselors, the enrollment team here, that is a vital relationship because you've got a higher education institution and you've got high school. And it's two completely different things.
Correct.
And so that communication has to be there for this to work.
And what people don't, I guess the average person doesn't understand, is that the rules and laws that apply to higher ed are not the same rules and laws that apply to public education. And so we have to find that happy medium so that we are able to communicate with each other and still be mindful of FERPA and still be mindful of, the high school parent wanting to support their children. The practices and policies that guide a college professor are different from the high school practices and policies of an ISD. And so how we find that happy medium is critical.
Three ceremonies. It was unbelievable and
a hugely proud moment for all of us.
Absolutely. And back to it, right?
And we are. We're right back to it.
This is the part that I haven't quite gotten used to is the rinse, lather, repeat, or what is it,
Yes.
Back at it, there's going to be another graduation coming up in August, and then we go from there. Just some of the other ceremonies that happened since the last time we met, and then we can go on and talk about what's coming up next. We also had 3 pinning ceremonies.
Yes.
So you've got 3 separate ceremonies for the programs at the South Campus. You've got the Allied Health, the EMS, and then the associate's degree in nursing.
Right.
And that was over 140 something, I believe.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the custom amongst healthcare individuals is that they have a pinning ceremony. And so that is a completely separate ceremony for those that are finishing their programs. And that is all orchestrated by the faculty within each of those areas. Then they get to walk as part of the graduation ceremony with everyone else as part of the graduation. And so it is a rite of passage. And the ceremonies are beautiful for their families, for the individuals, because the faculty themselves are the ones who actually pin the students. We had a first generation graduation or ceremony where they identified themselves as first generations and they had their own little ceremony.
There was actually 2 of them.
And so that group of students, and not, of course, not everybody self-identified, which they have to do, but I think that the last number, I think that over 60% of our students are first generation.
Wow.
And so the impact and the future of that family is huge. And so for us, extremely proud moments. I also have to say that coming up this week, we have a graduation ceremony for our police academy. which is another really proud program. We have this incredible police academy. We train individuals who are first-timers into law enforcement that are hired by the law enforcement organizations, sponsored by the law enforcement organizations into the police academy. That program run by Donald Hale and his team at our South Campus. And that too is so inspirational. These are people who choose to put their life on the line every day. And the same with our healthcare workers. Every day they put their life on the line because they don't know what they're walking into. And so we have some very dedicated, unselfish individuals in this community who take care of us all the time. And last week was Police Week. There's so many things to talk about, but these graduations, these pinning ceremonies, so meaningful, so appropriate to share with families. And it's a smaller ceremony, more intimate ceremony, and we're thrilled to do it.
And going back to the health sciences, a lot of people hear, about our South Campus, and immediately they think nursing. But there's the allied health programs as well. So it's not just nursing. We've got radiological techs, the sonographers, the EMS.
Medical assistant training, phlebotomy, we have dental assistants, we have, it's a huge number of programs within our allied health. And some are short-term programs. Some are longer-term programs like the LVN, the ADN, and obviously the BSN. They're longer-term programs, but our short-term programs are equally sought after. And so people need to be certified to get employment, to gain employment. And so how we position ourselves as a college with something for everyone is critical. It's not easy to do, but again, we continue to provide the service for this community that the community deserves. High quality, high demand programs, and more importantly, affordable programs. Most of our students are on financial aid assistance. Those that are not can qualify for our Palomino Pledge. And so we try to support every student along the way to diminish or reduce financial burdens and provide the highest amount of support to help them through the process and make sure that they graduate.
One other ceremony was the Student Life Awards. The Office of Student Life gives out their awards, and so that was really fun to see it and see who they recognized as well.
Our student leaders play a huge part in our college development. They're the students with an opinion, and we appreciate that. We also know that these are our future leaders. The future leaders of our community are typically the ones who get most involved in student government or in student life. Because they're learning about what it is to lead, but more importantly, they're learning what it is to have a responsibility for others. And as we navigate through a college career, and I will tell you, and you heard it, all of the students involved in student life, student government, they all work, whether it's on campus or off campus. They work. They dedicate their time to their studies. All their GPAs are above 3.0, and they're all moving on to universities or employment or nursing or whatever it might be. But all of them have outside responsibilities from their volunteer work. And so getting these kids in to provide that much time and effort to supporting the college's mission is something we appreciate, and hence why we do the Student Life Award.
Yeah, some of them have more than one job.
Absolutely.
So that's just crazy, but That's
Yes.
who our students are.
That's correct.
Let's talk about the arts a little bit, because aside from all the ceremonies, there was several performances as well. Student recital, mariachi had a performance, the spring recital with the dance program, which the mariachi was involved with as well.
Yeah.
You took part in one of those as a castanet player, which I still don't understand what that is or how it works,
Yeah.
but really a lot going on as far as the arts is concerned on campus.
It is, and we that is one of my soft spots, the arts, because we have such incredible talent in Laredo. Aside from the academic and those that are unselfishly giving to serve others, we have some really, really talented students in our community. And making sure, again, staying in line and in focus with, we have something for everyone. Rekindling our arts here at Laredo College is something that I strongly believe in, that our provost believes in, that we have just enormous talent. It was evident the night of the recital because we were able to incorporate dance, music, the people that were helping backstage, the students that were helping with lighting, and there was just so many facets to that, that it was such an incredible show. The dancers performing with mariachi. And so it wasn't just them performing individually, it's how do we bring together, how do we bridge music with dance and actually come together and put on a full performance of all of that, everything that was learned, and then how do they support each other through that process? And so those that are in the arts know and understand the kind of dedication that it takes, because the courses may be 2-hour courses, but these students are putting in, and faculty are putting far more hours than 2 hours to put on performances like that. And, it was we had a very good turnout for that show. Most of our shows are free to the public. Then Mariachi had their concert, and we invited the high school students and middle school students to perform at that mariachi concert, and that was in the Kazan Center. And that was packed. It was such a great show. And I think it's no secret to Laredo that I love mariachi music. I've been pushing or supporting mariachi for many years. And so we have an incredible faculty member who is dedicated his time to all types of genres of music, but has really focused on developing our mariachi, and in a year and a half has really put together an incredible group here at Laredo College. And so Mariachi Los Palominos is so good, and I know you videotaped them numerous times, and there are videos out there on YouTube about the Mariachi Los Palominos, and they're such an incredible group, some of which are off and leaving. They're going to Texas State. Others are going to, I think, the University of Houston. The same with our dancers. We have one going to the Joffrey Ballet, who we talked about last time. And then we've got 2 others that auditioned and were admitted into the dance program at Texas State as well. And so how these students are getting to continue their education really is thanks to our faculty. Ms. Cristina Greco, Ms. Patricia Godinez, who have done an incredible job developing our dance program. Luis Leal and Joe Crabtree with the Philharmonic and Laredo College Music. They're incorporating so many facets of what it is to be a well-rounded musician, a well-rounded dancer. And so I think one of my favorite pieces of that dance recital was the dancers were dressed in mariachi outfits, and the mariachi was playing in the background. And it was such a cool thing, which I was completely surprised by. It really was not only culturally fitting for this community, but a true sign of, I think, innovativeness on the part of our choreographer for that number, which was Ms. Greco and Mr. Leon. And how they put that together was just fascinating.
Oftentimes, when it comes to sporting teams, you hear of a culture of victory. And they've got that winning culture, right? Some teams, and it's due to the head coach and the management. When it comes to the arts here on campus, that culture is there now in reference to not necessarily winning, but winning at life, really, because you get more opportunities through the arts here. And it's more difficult for our faculty here because, like you said, we're already losing a bunch of the mariachi members, right? But
we are.
Mr. Leal has created that culture now of we need good people here, and so that's what it's going to take, isn't it?
Yeah, and he goes out and supports the high school. So in addition to his regular duties of teaching, he goes out and works with the high schools and the middle schools bands, mariachis, jazz bands, and helps them through his experiences. He has a bachelor's and a master's degree from Texas State. And so he plays 5 different instruments. And so he's able to, and sings, by the way.
Yeah.
And so he's able to provide ongoing guidance and support to our local and area music programs as well. And he does that because he wants to. And because the directors of those programs were either his teachers or went to school with him or have played with him in different groups. And so they're all friends. And it really is applying that support for each other as a community of learners. And that is exactly the culture that we're building here at Laredo College.
It's a quick turnaround, though, because it is a
Every
college,
2 years.
and so they've got to be replenishing. But dance has already done it. They've built that culture that they just get students come in. They're just amazing, and I know that Luis is going to do the same thing.
Yeah, well, and their connections with other institutions really helps. Both of these instructors were trained at some of the finest programs in Texas, and so they're able to, and they have the connections, and so they're able to send audition tapes, videos to colleges and universities to help align these students with programs that not only will admit them but will scholarship them. And so it's a true program. We encourage people out there that are interested in the arts to get in touch with our departments and to let us know that they're interested. You don't have to audition here, but we help you audition as you move on to other places that you want to go to.
One more event we'll touch on, and then we'll just quickly talk about what's to come still and during the summer months. And we had the grand reopening of the Lamar Bruni Vergara Environmental Center. That has finally been reopened, and wow, what a successful reopening that was, right?
It was, and we had a full day of activities that day. We showcased what we have. We have, for those that haven't been to the Environmental Center in a very long time, and we've been closed for almost 3 years, for this remodeling and rebuilding of that program, I encourage you to come out and see. I do want to thank both Bruni Elementary and Novalina Elementary because they were here, they brought their students here for the grand opening, and the Bruni Elementary cheerleaders were here, and they're green and gold, by the way, just like us. And so, no coincidence. But their sponsor is Miss Ariazola, who is Dr. Dave's wife, by the way. She was incredible. The kids were ecstatic. The children that were here that day for the opening was beautiful to watch, because as they were able to carry the baby alligators and touch George, our tortoise, I mean, as they were able to experience walking into the aviary and really experience the birds and the peacocks in a very different interactive way, was such an incredible sight. There's still some areas that we need to continue to add animals to. The ponds need more fish. So if anybody's a fisher person out there, if you catch fish, if you do catch and release, bring them over. We'll take them. We'll fill our ponds with your fish. And then we have the reptile house, and it's full of experiences that I'm not, one to really enjoy. I don't really like carrying snakes. I'll carry the alligators, but the not
the snakes.
Not the snakes. I don't do snakes. And so, but they're all there, and they're really, and all of these animals are native to our area, by the way. And so we do recapture, or we take in, people buy these animals and then they don't know what to do with them as they get older. So they bring them over to us, and the staff here will take them in if we can, and if we need to rehabilitate them or reintroduce them to the wild when necessary, or we turn them over to the Texas Parks and Wildlife, and they know what to do with them. But ideally, it is a learning experience. We have an incredible team that are there that work together to make sure that everything that we do has a learning experience to it. And so, with that said, the day of the opening, we had several council people here. The mayor was here. Our board members were here. And so everybody together really enjoyed an opportunity of fun. You walk in and you really feel like a kid again. I'm sorry, I just hit your mic.
You're good.
You feel like a kid again. And the experience is incredible.
Yeah.
So soon we're going to announce the names of our new, I don't know if they're crocodiles or alligators. I'm not, but those animals are precious, but kind of scary. So we will definitely release the names. The students that were here that day, and everyone had the opportunity to submit a name that they would like for these animals to be given. And so we'll see. They were tallying up votes, and we'll see how that turns out. But soon we'll announce the names of them. We will be open for the summer.
Yeah.
So we encourage people, if you want to come out, try to come out in the mornings. The afternoons are really hot. And it does get, especially for the little kids, it's really hot,
Yeah.
and it is difficult. Even though we have covered exhibits, I encourage people to come out in the mornings.
Yep. Point of the story, it's open.
Yes.
And it's beautiful. And it's got two baby alligators.
They're alligators, right?
They are the alligators?
I
I
think so.
think they are. I don't know. But
Yeah.
it's a gem. It really is a gem here on campus that people can now come see. And so that is so exciting. And you mentioned the visitors that came, the council members, mayor, everybody understood the value of
Yeah.
the Lamar Vergara environment is it'll be reopened again. So it was.
And everybody has a story, Ruben,
I know.
about when I was a kid, I
Yeah.
used to come, and
Uh-huh. Yep.
so everybody has a story about the environmental center.
Yeah.
It's been a part of our culture and our history, and so we're thrilled to
Yeah.
reopen it.
Maymester happening right now. You've got
Yes.
the summer sessions still to come, summer 1 and summer 2.
Yes.
Orientations will be starting up soon here during the summer. And Flamenco Fest also
Yes.
coming up this summer. Anything else that's coming up here in the summer?
Well, and really next year we celebrate our 80th anniversary. And so we're kicking off probably late this fall. We're kicking off sometime late this fall our 80th anniversary celebration. We got some really cool things in store for next year to celebrate the 80th anniversary. We can talk about that later. But yes, Maymester's going on. Summer session 1 starts June 4th or 5th, whatever that Monday is.
Soon.
I think it's the 5th. And then summer session 2, you can register for summer 1, summer 2, and fall right now. Academic schedules are out. So come and join us. And lastly, I do want to say that the staff is here Monday through Thursday, 8 to 6. So those of you that work have some time to get here in the evening. And then on Fridays, we're open from 8 to 12. That's our schedule year round. And so we hope that you will take advantage of the schedule. Both campuses keep the same hours. We want people to come in if you need help. If you can't come, if you contact the Office of Recruitment or Admissions, they can meet with you via Zoom, wherever you're at. And so you can schedule an appointment. We can meet with you via Zoom and help you get on your way to being admitted and or enrolled. And so please give us a call. Don't hesitate.
Yeah, especially for the fall, because there's plenty of time now. There's not a lot of people coming in right now to register for the fall per se. They all like to wait. So
Right.
don't do that, because there's time now to do it and get it done.
Well, and we have to also remember that if you're going to need, especially in the sciences and in the maths, if you're taking upper division courses or what I call upper division courses, but the physics, the chemistries, some of those courses close. And so if you're going to need to take those courses in the fall and you haven't registered, you need to do it now. So come in, because if we're going to need to add a course, we need to know ahead of time so we can find faculty to teach. And that's the tricky part, right? And so what we're asking the public is plan ahead, give us a call. The other thing you need to plan ahead for is your financial aid, because now the Department of Ed is reduced in personnel, and so they're taking a little bit longer to get that information back to us. And so we want to make sure that we have your money available for you in the fall semester. And so if you wait until the last minute, it's going to take a long time for your money to get here. And we don't want to do that. We want to help you through the process. Come in and apply, bring your tax returns. If we have labs available at both campuses, you can sit there. People are there to help and support. And so the other thing we have, before I forget, I know I'm putting up some last minute ideas here, but students who are registered for summer or fall and need a summer job, there are some available student employee positions. Come and apply. We need your help. We especially need your help in the environmental center, learning to work with the animals and helping to keep that place clean and beautiful for the public. So if you like working with animals and you're enrolled as an enrolled student, because you must be an enrolled student, and you need a summer job, come.
If you come to the Fort McIntosh campus, the Lima Peña building. If you're going to the South campus, the Billy Hall Junior Students Center.
Correct. And there are people there to help you do your application for employment as well.
Anything else you want to add before we wrap up here?
Thank you to all of our very generous donors, our advisory boards, our community that has supported Laredo College for the many, many, many years that we've been here. Almost 80 years of Laredo College's existence. We're in year 79. And a big, big heartfelt thank you to all of you. A thank you to the folks out there who not only support this college, the mission of the college, but who have given me over the last 4 years, it'll be 4 years that I've been here, Ruben,
Wow.
incredible support and encouragement to keep doing the work that we're doing for Laredo, for students, for the future of our community. It is a privilege and an honor for me to serve here. Thank you.
We'll see you for episode 11. Thank you, Dr. Ramirez.
Thank you, Ruben.